Most cars don't die from bad engineering, they die from bad habits. If you want your ride to outlive your mortgage and push past 500,000 miles without choking up repair bills, it all comes down to how you treat it every single day. What's up, everyone? This is Sully from CarLandTV, and today we're breaking down the habits that'll keep your car running smooth, strong, and out of the damn shop for the long haul. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below. The subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. Number 1, warm it right. I've driven long enough to know that most engines don't die because of some catastrophic failure. They die slowly from habits people don't even think twice about. One of the worst, firing up your car and gunning it like you're late for work every single morning. That cold oil hasn't had time to work its way through the crankshaft cam lobes or valve train. You're running metal dry, and doing it every day adds up. Especially if you're using a synthetic like 0W20, which flows quickly, but still needs a second to circulate. I'll give it a minute. Not 10, not 5. Just enough to let the oil pressure stabilize before rolling out easily. Same goes for the transmission. Those clutches and solenoids inside your auto or CVT unit aren't ready to handle hard shifts cold. I treat it like a match rifle warming up before a comp. Respect the tolerances and the parts last. You can throw all the money at oil changes and premium fluids, but if you don't give the drivetrain a moment to breathe when it's cold, you're slicing years off its life. Do it right from the start, and you won't be chasing repairs down the road. Now let's talk about something you should really follow religiously. Number 2, stick to your oil intervals. Neglect your oil changes and you're not just pushing your luck, you're shaving years off your engine's life. Clean oil is what keeps critical components like your crankshaft bearings, camshafts, lifters, and timing chain tensioners alive and moving smoothly. It's the one thing standing between a clean running motor and a slow, silent death by friction and heat. Modern synthetics like Mobil 1, high mileage 5W30 run about $30 to $40 for a 5-quart jug and are engineered to handle high temps and sludge control, especially in engines pushing past 100,000 miles. But oil doesn't last forever. Additives break down. Debris builds up. And once oil starts turning into sludge, it gums up everything from your variable valve timing, solenoids, to the piston oil rings. Engines today run tighter clearances than they did 20 years ago. They rely on oil to flow fast and clean through narrow passages that feed the top end and cool down the turbo if you've got one. Let that oil get thick and you're starving your parts. Doesn't matter how well your car is built, stick to your oil intervals and you'll keep that drivetrain out of the shop and running past 200K without major repairs. Up next, let's talk about the unsung hero that keeps your suspension sharp and your wallet intact. Number 3, watch that transmission. You don't need a shop manual to feel when a transmission's starting to protest. Hard downshifts, weird delays going into drive, or that faint burnt smell after a long highway haul, it all points to one thing. Fluid has either worn out or never got changed to begin with. Modern automatics and CVTs are sensitive machines. Inside, you've got clutch packs, solenoids, valve bodies, and pressure circuits, all depending on transmission fluid that's not just clean, but chemically stable. Once that fluid breaks down, you lose pressure. And when pressure drops, parts slip, heat spikes, and wear compounds fast. Some manufacturers call it lifetime fluid. That just means long enough to get past the warranty. A smart move is dropping that pan and swapping fluid every 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Not just topping it off. Flush it with the correct spec like Honda DW1, Toyota WS, or Mercon LV. It's not just branding. It's friction-modified fluid designed for tight tolerances and fast shifts. Skipping this service doesn't save you money. It just pushes a $150 job into a $4,000 rebuild. Fluid maintenance isn't glamorous, but it's the difference between a strong transmission at 200,000 miles or one that dies before the car's even paid off. Now let's get into the one system that takes heat more personally than anything else. Number 4. Keep it cool literally. Engines don't forgive overheating. One blown radiator hose, one clogged thermostat, or one skipped coolant flush can cook a head gasket or warp an aluminum cylinder head faster than you think. Coolant does more than keep the temp needle out of the red. It regulates combustion temps, prevents corrosion inside the block, and protects plastic components like intake manifolds and heater cores. Most modern systems run under pressure with thin-wall aluminum radiators, plastic end tanks, and high-efficiency fans. That means failure margins are tight. Once coolant degrades, its pH balance shifts and starts eating from the inside out. Flush the system every 3 to 5 years. Use the right stuff. Honda Type 2, Toyota, Super Long Life, or Dexcool depending on your make. Mixing incompatible coolants or topping off with plain water is how you end up with electrolysis damage or silicate buildup that clogs heater cores and narrow coolant passages. A proper flush with vacuum-fill tools costs around $150, which beats a $2,000 head gasket job or a full engine swap because someone ignored a cracked reservoir. Keeping your cooling system fresh is like keeping your heart pumping clean. Lose that flow, and it all goes down fast. Next tip. Number 5. Use OEM filters. Cheap filters are silent killers. Whether it's oil, air, or fuel, using a no-name filter from the bargain bin might save you $10 today, but cost you an engine or fuel pump down the line. OEM filters are designed to meet exact specs, flow rate, filtration efficiency, and bypass valve pressure. An OEM oil filter, like a genuine Toyota 04152 YZZ5 or a Honda 15400 PLM AZ2, uses higher-grade media precise bypass spring calibration and a metal internal cage that holds up under heat and pressure. That matters when you're pushing 6,000 miles between changes or running synthetic oil in a high-revving 4-cylinder. Same thing with air filters. A genuine Subaru or Ford panel filter fits tight filters down to finer microns and won't collapse under vacuum. A knockoff might look the part, but once it starts letting dirt and debris through, you're looking at premature MAF sensor failure and increased engine wear. Fuel filters are even more critical on direct injection systems. Cheap ones clog early or let particles through that damage injectors costing hundreds apiece. Stick with OEM or top-tier aftermarkets like Wix, Denso, or Mull. It's a small price to pay for an engine that breathes clean and runs strong past 200,000 miles. Number 6. Rotate and align religiously. You can feel it in the wheel when your alignment is off. The car pulls tires hum louder than usual, and the steering feels just a bit off-center no matter how straight the road is. That's not just an annoyance. It's a slow grind on your tie rod's lower control arms and even the hub bearings if you let it go long enough. Every part in your suspension is working harder to correct what should have been a simple spec adjustment. And when you skip rotations, it only gets worse. One tire ends up cupping another, goes bald on the inside edge, and suddenly you're dropping $400 on replacements at 30,000 miles. Tire rotation. Every oil change keeps things balanced. Fronts wear differently than rears, especially on front-wheel drive cars, and swapping them around evens out the load. Add in a proper alignment once a year or any time you feel the handling drift, and you're keeping thousands of pounds of suspension hardware from aging before it's time. This habit alone saves your tires, your wallet, and your ride comfort all at once. Now that the wheels are dialed in, let's talk about what stops them. Number 7. Don't skip brake fluid. The pedals felt spongy, even though the pads were fresh and the rotors were clean. Bled the lines, checked everything twice, then cracked open the master and saw brake fluid darker than old coffee. That's what moisture does over time. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, so it soaks up water from the air even with the cap sealed tight. That water drops the boiling point and rusts out the insides of your ABS modulator, your caliper pistons, and your master cylinder bore. And once corrosion sets in those parts, don't give warnings. They just fail. DOT3 or DOT4 fluid doesn't cost much. You're looking at maybe $15 for a bottle, and a full flush with pressure equipment runs under $100 at most shops. But most folks don't touch it until the pedal goes soft, or they smell that cooked scent coming off the wheels after a hard stop. Brake fluid should be swapped out every 2 to 3 years. Not because it looks dirty, but because it ages and changes inside the system. If you want your braking system to hold up for 200,000 miles without swallowing a $1,000 ABS job, start treating your fluid like it matters. Number 8. Catch small noises. Early one morning, pulling out of a gravel lot, I heard a soft clunk near the front wheel. Not loud, just enough to make me pause. Jacked it up that weekend and found a sway bar link that was starting to separate. $10 part half-hour fix. Left alone, it would have stressed the control arm and started chewing into the bushings. That's how it works. These small noises are like primers before the shot breaks. Catch it early and you're doing maintenance. Ignore it and you're into full-blown repair. That high-pitched whine under load could be a belt or idler pulley starting to go. Subtle clicking while turning at low-speed CV joint boot is probably split-slinging grease. And once it runs dry, that axle's toast. A $100 fix turns into a new half shaft, maybe a hub if you let it go long enough. Cars rarely fail without sending out little signals first. The key is listening and not brushing it off. You learn your vehicle's language over time. What's normal, what's off. That habit alone can be the reason you're driving the same car at 200,000 miles with original parts still holding strong.